Hey guys, this is Crow and welcome to Promo Look At. These are basically videos that I do for tabletop gaming, and without further ado, today's promo we're going to be looking at is for Havoc. And the promo we're going to be looking at, I have the little rules here, is called the New Orders rules. So I'm going to read you guys the New Order rules, which are basically a set of 8 cards, and then I'll just go through the cards. But for now, this is basically what you get with that mini expansion, as it says it. This mini expansion for Havoc brings new ways to score points and therefore increased number of available strategies players may follow in their games. To use this expansion, take 2 objective cards for each terrain type and shuffle them into the appropriate terrain tactics decks. These cards become part of each deck. When the player draws the objective card, he shows it to every player and puts it face up next to the board. Then he draws another card. All face up objective cards are considered in play at the end of the game during the final scoring. Each of these cards must be resolved, and player who met requirements is awarded with the victory points. If 2 or more players meet the requirement, they all are awarded the victory points. We wish you a great time with this game. So, and the back is basically how the cards look like. So let me put this back here. But yeah, there's really not much to this set, but it's these guys, and here's the back to it. I noticed that the background for that one, this is the background to all of them. They all have the same background, but when it comes to face up, they all look different. That's the background for the other cards to the main player deck. So what do you mean? Before I show these guys off, when it comes to terrain, I'm gonna grab the board right here, which I have. When it comes to terrain, it basically means you put each one to these terrain sections right here, and then the rest will depend on the locations you are for the terrain to draw them. So you'll basically draw them from each terrain type. So with that being said, let's go to continue this video. And my first one is called the largest army. So the quest is the player who has the biggest army in one of the region gains 3. So in the biggest regions, the biggest army in the region gains 3 points at the end of the game. So this will be basically face up next to the board. So that's the largest army. The next one is the jungle domination quest. Gain 4 if you control 3 or more jungle regions. So you have to control the jungle region. So again, it will all have to depend. It will all have to depend if you control, well, whatever. If you control, it'll be this section with this section and this section right here. I'm holding this backwards, but it's just for the video. So that's how basically you get with the jungle domination. The next one is resources keeper quest. Player who controls a region with most crystals gains 3. So it doesn't matter what region, it just matters that the region has crystals, and if it has the most, you gain 3 points at the end of the game. Quest gain 4 if you control 3 or more water regions. So again, this has to do with the water regions, and the water regions basically have like this fin that looks like, well, it's an ice, but it looks like a fin with a shark in the water. So it'll be this region, and this one down here. So you can control those 3, and then you will get the victory points for it. The next one is the largest army. The player who controls the most regions, again, gains 3. Mountains domination, gain 4 if you control 3 or more mountain regions. So I'm not going to start grabbing the board because they're pretty much all the same. It just depends on the card you're dealing with. Exploration leader, each player who controls a set of water, desert, mountains, and jungle regions gain 3. So this one's actually a little different, so that's good. And this one, desert domination quest, gain 4 if you control 4 or more desert regions. So they're pretty much all the same. All these cards are pretty much the same, just for different regions. They don't bring anything new to the game. Yes, it does give us a new added bonus to maybe controlling a region. So, okay, cool. But in all retrospect, it's not really that great. It won't make the game feel better. It won't make the game feel like, oh my goodness, I have to get this mini expansion today. It's just more cards to add to terrains. And the difference between these guys and the terrains, which I have one of the terrains right here, is that with these guys you get abilities you can use. So let me grab another one. So you get to choose between control. I forgot. Was that movement or attack points? And building resources. I totally forgot what that is. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, for this, it's just more like you put it in the face up, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, anybody can get victory points, so I can be giving victory points to my opponent. And it's like, I don't want to give them victory points, and yeah, they're getting the victory points. So it's something that just adds more victory points. Yeah, it adds a little bit more new strategy to the game, but it doesn't add something big to the game. So would I recommend these? No, I wouldn't recommend them. Like, go out there and get them crazy and it makes the game feel much better. No, it just adds a bonus. How are these cards available? Well, the mini expansion new orders was available through pre-ordering it at Cry Havoc at the Essence Field in 2016. The other way you can still get them, because you can't get them at the Essence Field anymore, the other way you can get these promos is through the Geek Market, which I will leave oh my goodness, I will leave the website link below in the description, so you guys, if you want to purchase them, you can purchase them. And it costs like $5. I mean, wow, that's a really good cheap bonus for these. I mean, $5 just to get these guys, I would say go for it, because it's pretty cheap. I mean, the game costs what, 40, I believe, and then you pay 5 for this. Not that bad. But I wouldn't say, hey, go get it. It makes the game better. It's just for your entertainment, maybe to add a little bit more different variety to the game, but it just doesn't add that much to the game. Now, the good news is, like always, I always like to sleeve my cards. So good news is, these guys do fit in a standard sleeve for Magic and Pokemon, so that's very good, and you can sleeve all of them. They all have the same background as the other objective cards, so it's not like it's any different. Well, the terrain card's my mistake. The terrain card, so it doesn't really make a huge difference. Like if I were to be these guys, so then you'll know, oh well, that's right. No, it's the same art style for the back and the front. For the back, not the front. But yeah, if you guys want to get it, let me know in the comments below if you guys do recommend these to get it for the game. If not, you're just getting them just for a little bit different change for the game, to make the game feel a little bit more different for you, then let me know in the comments below. But well, that being said, I got a special thanks for you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next.